welcome back. This is Frosthair, or I guess welcome for the first time, maybe. Um, we are playing Resident Evil 1, the remake. We just finished up Resident Evil 0 not too long ago, and we're ready to move on and play Resident Evil now. In our string of Resident Evil games leading up to Resident Evil 2 remake. So we'll play as many as we can during this time. I played Resident Evil 1 before. The last time I beat this game was on the GameCube. It was quite some time ago, so it's not like it was it's not like it's fresh in my mind. I played it enough that I kind of remember most of what you're supposed to do, at least up until the part where you leave the mansion and go into like the underneath part. But I don't have a whole lot of. Let's do the widescreen because I don't like the way it pans. With some of the other stuff, I am going to use tank controls because tank controls are the best. And then we'll leave subtitles on, so that's good. I'm gonna play on easy just because we're going through and we're trying to just get the essence of these games. So I'm going to play on like taking a walk mode. I'm also Chris and Jill. You get a little bit of difference in between the two games. I'm actually going to go with. I'll go with Chris because you get to see Rebecca, and we just played a whole game with Rebecca. So, you'll get to see some more Rebecca.
Alpha Team is flying around the forest zone, situated in northwest Raccoon City, where we are searching for the helicopter of our compatriots, Bravo Team, who disappeared during the middle of their mission.
Haven't found it yet?
No, not yet, Brad. Bizarre murder cases have recently occurred in Raccoon City. There are outlandish reports of families being attacked by a group of about 10 people. Victims were apparently eaten. The Bravo Team was sent in to investigate, but we lost contact.
Look, Chris.
Bravo Team's helicopter was a derelict. Save for the remaining body of Kevin. We continued our search for the other members, and it turned into a nightmare. this way. Damn it! Make for that mansion! There are only 3 STARS members left now. Captain Wesker, Jill, and myself. We don't know where Barry is.
Barry's missing.
Is everyone all right?
Barry? Where's Barry?
He's...
No. What was that?
I'll go and check it out.
all right. Jill and I will stay in...
Chris? Take care.
Yeah.
So we're in this now. Let's see. Some ink ribbons. Oh, I didn't. Damn. I forget sometimes. So I just completely, like, blanked that you can't drop stuff in this game. So now I've got ink ribbons I've got to hold on to. That's a bummer. I wonder if I can swap. Ooh, this. I think Type C is the one that I want. Yep, Type C is the one that we want. Pillow fell over. Here. Ah, there we go. Did I not save it? I thought I saved it. Oh, what type? There we go. Save successful. Alright. So the iconic zombie scene from Resident Evil makes its way into this. A little bit remastered. I mean, the whole game's remastered. But this right here, you see the black behind it. That's pure Resident Evil 1 classic. The director's cut was one of the first games I ever played that I dealt with. And, you know, sometimes you try to kill them. After a while, you know, as a kid, you figure out, oh, well, what if I just... And so...
Wesker?
I mean, this is
Jill?
it's kind of weird because, you know, most people,
Where did
I'm
they go?
sure, died right there when they first played this game. And Resident Evil is just one of those games where it really was revolutionary for what it was and what it did. Yeah, I can't drop that. So that's rather unfortunate. I do want the map. So I know that there's a lot of different ways you can go about doing this game. And this one, particularly, Resident Evil, the remake. Actually, I want to get the map first. It changed. It changed the way you thought about things. The way you did things in this game. And that's not to say that, like, we got a new cat, and the cat's in the closet. Like, climbing up my shirts in the closet to get to the spot above the shirts. It's weird. Anyways, map of the first floor. I mean, why there's a map? So it's like, the thing that was weird about Resident Evil, I think, when it first came out, to me, you're like, okay, well, there's all these items around. But, like, so we have the dagger. And these are emergency weapons. So you never wanted to use all your bullets or your weapons, right? So that's a nice little glitch to get you out of there. Probably could have ran around instead of climbing on that, but whatever. And we're out of here. Done with that room for now. We can head back over to the other side of the building. Oh. So, like, that guy's gone. The corpse of your comrade Kenneth. It looks like he's holding something. It's the film that belonged to Kenneth. I need a video player to see what's recorded on it. Corpse. Looks like his throat's been torn out. I'm still getting used to the buttons after we played Resident Evil 0. It's a little bit different. Not incredibly different, but it's a little bit different. I will take care of that zombie later on, and we'll move on. So there's a lot more. I know a lot more about this game than I do about some of the other Resident Evil games. Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2 are by far the two that I would say I've played the most. There's a corpse collapsed on the floor like it was an instant death. What the hell happened inside this mansion? So I played Resident Evil as a small child. So much to the part where, so I wasn't very good at this part. Resident Evil. I never beat Resident Evil. I didn't beat Resident Evil right away. I do remember playing Resident Evil 2, and as part of playing Resident Evil 2, you know, first kills are special, is the achievement I just got. Anyways, examine an item from the status screen. Yeah. Will you take the handgun magazine? I would love to. It's locked from the other side. And you unlocked it. Huzzah, we unlocked it. And so I remember I never got far in Resident Evil at all. Until I was older, but I certainly remember playing it as young, maybe not young child, but as a child. And probably like, oh yeah, his parents are terrible parents, but you know, it happens. I do remember that so he's still pretty far away. I do remember just, you know, part of it's locked. An emblem of a sword is carved into the lock. Okay. So I can't remember how we get into with the map. Let's actually look at our inventory. So this golden arrow, oops, I don't want to combine it, I want to examine it. The arrow looks like it can be removed. The arrowhead comes off. Thinking maybe it's back here? So this area that I'm about to show you didn't exist in the original Resident Evil. It was added in later, I think to add length to the game maybe. Which is it's really interesting because a tomb engraved with a picture of an angel, there's an indentation in the shape of an arrowhead. Well, let's use the arrowhead. I think it really was, when this game was remade, it changed a whole lot about the game, which was great because if you had played the original, you knew a lot of the puzzles already. So even though the game was essentially the same thing, I'll take the Book of Curses here. Even though the game was essentially the same thing, it was still even though the game was essentially the same thing, it was still new and still fresh. It's a key embedded in the back cover. Would you like to remove it? I would love to. Mansion key. And then we'll read the Book of Curses. Book of Curses. The four masks. A mask that speaks no evil, a mask that smells no evil, a mask that sees no evil, and a mask that cannot speak, smell, or see evil. When all four fall into place, evil will awaken. Oh, so we now have, if we look at our key, a key with a sword on it. So we have the sword key, which is what we were just looking for. That room that I picked up the arrowhead in, that room didn't exist in the original. Most of I remember the game maybe not being shorter than it was, but you know, the original Resident Evil was not as in depth as a couple of these things are. See if I can slide past this guy right here. Use the sword key. I do remember, so it's locked. It's an old-fashioned lock with a rather simple mechanism. This room used to be filled, I mean, well, we're playing on easy mode just to go through this and like, oh shit. Just to kind of show you what's going on, but sorry, I froze up for a second there and had to see what was going on. So there's a dead zombie outside this door. The wooden boxes here, they're covered with blood stains. Looks like this one's been dead for several hours. So this Resident Evil game introduced having to burn your zombies after you kill them if they don't have headshots, because of the fact that they can get up and be all crazed. Cool, so this is all we really need right now, I think. There's probably some more ink ribbons over here. Oops. Special instructions for the disposal of dead bodies. We have new information regarding these beings. They may appear to be dead, but are in fact, they are able to come back to life. However, there are ways to prevent them from becoming active again. Currently, there are 2 known methods to cease their resurrection: incineration and destruction of the head. If further methods are discovered, you will be notified immediately. Meanwhile, to those of you who still have the will to live, oil has been placed on the first floor of the mansion. Take as much as you need. You'll need something to light it with, which you'll need to find by yourself. Chris comes with a handy dandy lighter. A well-used bed. That seems strange. There's several kinds of serum here. Many of them are of a sickly color. So we can move on now. We've put some of our things away. I won't save just yet. It's easy mode, so I'm not anticipating it being an incredibly bad run. And we do need some emblem of armor and some lock picks. It looks like we're gonna need, or small keys, I believe. Small keys are Chris's bread and butter. You can check these doors though. It's locked. An emblem helmet. This door is unlocked. If we pop through here, you'll notice we're right back where we were a few minutes ago. This room actually didn't exist in the original game either. It's locked from the other side still, okay. And we'll pop our head in here. Gonna race this zombie down to the end of the room here. But yeah, I mean, playing through these games as a kid was something that I enjoyed doing greatly. I use the sword key. Is there another room I can use the sword key in? Nope, this one is armor. So in the original The differences are, and maybe we'll play the original. I have it. Maybe we'll play it at some point. Although I don't think it comes with easy mode. Nothing useful here. It's locked. Armor. It's locked. Armor, of course. I'm gonna grab this just because we can use it in a second. It's stupid that this is like one of the stupider items in this game, and you'll see why here in a second. But maybe you will, maybe you won't. I would love to take the dog whistle. A crumpled memo. Today, Sir Spencer told me to hide something where no one could find it. Well, I had this idea. I figured if I could somehow have it protected by a dangerous animal like the vicious canine that lives here, no one would be able to get near it. As far as I can tell, the mud is always hanging around the second floor balcony on the west side of the terrace, and he ought to come running at the sound of the dog whistle. This is where you come in. That thing is, I reckon, you're the only person who can get near that damn dog without risk of serious mauling, which means only you can put this collar on him. The object that Sir Spencer wants hidden is concealed inside. You're the only person I can trust with this. Of course, you'll get something out of it as well. Remember that certain item that you've always wanted to get a hold of? Well, in exchange for your services, I just might be able to get it for you. This could work out well for both of us. Some more ammo. Always love more ammo. A chessboard carved from ivory. The game appears to have ended in checkmate. An open journal. The pages are blank. Books, various people. And we're about to come into probably one of the more dangerous situations in this game, in terms of just your setup. I keep forgetting that X is the button you want to press. It's locked. Emblem of armor. And so when I go to press A to shoot, it doesn't shoot because, you know. There's a ton of green herbs in this room. And this is where I say this is stupid because it's a wooden mount. So if I use it, and then I also use the lighter to light this, I get a map of the second floor. So the mount is still the map, but now it tells me what, like, you know, it just doesn't make a lot of sense. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So there's my moment of giving you the old what for. We got the map. I'm going to pick up these just for funsies and take them with me. Chris only holds 6 items, which is kind of annoying, and actually is super annoying, but his health is outrageous. So that's the trade-off you get between him and Jill. Maybe if we play the original, if we end up playing the original, we'll play as Jill. When I play Resident Evil 2, I will play one Leon, one Claire, just so that you can see both ways, and it's a pretty significant difference. In the two. And we've now reached our second save room. I'm gonna put that in there too, and that. So we do have, we have a fuel canteen. We have some kerosene. And half the kerosene, like, you know, so like that, half of the kerosene. An old key. We had an increment, so. Alright, so the old key is what we want to get into one of those rooms. So it's not a small key, it's old. So what we're going to do is we're going to eventually make our way back across the building. There's a few small things that we do want to take a look at real quick. I don't think... I'm trying to think of what we're going to pick up in these next couple of rooms. Take the green herb. Would love to take the green herb. The doorknob looks like it's ready to fall apart. Go through anyways, yes. We'll have difficulty getting back and forth in this room. Which is interesting because one of the doors on the upstairs in the original had an issue. Oh. Emblem of armor. I will step over here. This one's locked. Spencer family emblem is carved into the doorknob. There were some weird sounds that were going on there, so I want to check them out for a second. I'm going to avoid this room for now, just because I know what's in there, and we'll come back. This room is interesting. It's full of dirty water. Remove the plug. Yes, we'll remove the plug. And a zombie pops out. Got his head. What's in here? Another old key. Doesn't look like it's been serviced in a while. You can say that again. So I'm trying to figure out which rooms you still need the trying to figure out which doors you still need. So we'll have to go back through there eventually and pick up. We'll probably have to kill those dogs. And there's some ammo in there that is rather exciting. It's locked with the emblem of a helmet. I wonder if any of these doors in here. I'm not necessarily trying to. I'm trying to free up space. So if we unlock as many doors as we can now, we don't have to carry around the sword key with us anymore. And we're about to pick up another key with the dog whistle. So that's kind of where I'm at. This one's emblem of armor. There's an elevator here. It doesn't look like you can access it from this floor. Use the sword key. There's no further use for this key. Discard it. Yes, I would love to. I'll go in here real quick. So we have another old key. This is you've never seen before. It's locked from the other side. A zombie. Another zombie. Power doesn't seem to be turned on. Oh, there's some bullets right there. I see them. I see them. I'll always take some more bullets when possible. Wasted a dagger. Wasted a dagger on that guy. But now we've used up the sword key. I'm gonna pick up this little emerald item on the ground on the way back to where we're going, the blue gemstone. So Resident Evil 1 is, I mean, I guess once you know what you're doing, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's not that difficult of a game. Which has its good and bad, right? Because if you know what you're doing and it's not difficult, it's still fun to be able to show everyone. Like, the reason I'm playing this is to show everyone the puzzles. Like, show everyone all this crazy stuff. But, like, if you're playing this game the first time blind, you don't know that, you're supposed to use the old key on the traditional locks. That's not something that you pick up and think about. It's just one of those things that's it's real weird. It's a puzzle game for sure. Might be unlocked with an old key. Use the old key. The thing about the old keys is weird is like, okay, use the old key, but like, why do I have to get rid of it? Some flash grenades. There's a shotgun here. The broken shotgun. Some more kerosene. An ink ribbon. Yes, I would love to take the ink ribbon. Some additional kerosene. So if you'll notice, I picked up a shotgun. This shotgun is broken. It's not necessary to use this now. It's not a weapon. Makes sense, right? It's not a weapon. So we'll move along here, and we'll go use the dog whistle to figure out what we're doing next. Now, I'm sure you've noticed, we've talked about it a few times, but some of these zombies that we've killed in the past are hanging around. They're just chilling, seeing what's going on, checking out all the fun stuff. Damn, that was easy. Like, I know I put it on easy. Like, for a reason. But, like, that was almost too easy. I'm gonna go ahead and heal myself. So there are green herbs here. There were green herbs there. Which is why I put my green herb away. So I have a collar now. I just want to unlock this door. But I actually want to go back the other direction. If I remember correctly, can examine this. There's a switch where you press it. I would love to press it. Pops out a coin. This coin changed in the shape of a key. It's an imitation of a key. So, I mean, all this stuff, you have to, like... I knew how to do that right away, right? And so... I probably don't need the dog whistle anymore. Discard, yes. So, you're playing through this game your first time, and you're like, okay, even the dog whistle and the key part wasn't even in the original game. This whole part that I'm about to do wasn't in the original game. And so, when, you're playing this game, as you get older, you have to kind of think about, okay, well, what the hell is on this key? And that guy sucks. That guy right there. That's what happens when the zombies turn. So, anyways, I was telling you about the zombies that sit in the hallway. Well, that's what's called the Crimson Head. Their head gets real red. Is red, obviously crimson. And so I'm actually going to show you this part right here. It's kind of fun. May whoever takes this emblem find peace in death. I'm going to take the mansion key. You'll notice it kind of looks like our other mansion key. And now we're trapped with the spiral spinning thing coming at us. So what I'm going to do is take our invitation key and drop it right back in there. So voila, we now have the key and the invitation key. All done. It's locked in the emblem of a helmet. Well, so apparently we didn't pick up the helmet key. We picked up the armor key, which is exactly what our the coin had. The coin had armor on it. So our invitation key had armor on it, and therefore we're all safe. So this is the part that's kind of weird, because now you have to come back to this room later on. To me, is kind of stupid. Our Crimson Head's gone. Once the zombies have turned crimson, they don't come back again. So we're going to use our flashbang. I don't understand why he can't, like, blow up his head. But Chris does head stomp, which is good. So far we haven't taken, I mean, I'm assuming we've taken some damage. We're still in fine. It looks like it's maybe a little more yellow than we want it to be. Use the armor key. So now we can kind of start creating this circle back through the mansion. Yes, we will take the flashbangs. Candlestick shines coldly in the moonlight. So there's some zombies trying to get in. Like, that's a little creepy. I should use the old key. Stupid. So this room here, there's a big giant plant monster. I'm trying to grab this green herb right here without being hit by the plant monster. I want to show it to you anyways, but there's a giant plant monster there. And I grabbed that green herb. You'll see why in a second. It kind of tricks you a little bit into... Oh, sweet. I didn't realize you could go in this room yet. So, I guess I'll be... Alright, so we'll come back in a second, because I can definitely utilize that room. There's a lot of stuff we can do now that we have the armor key. We've opened up quite a few different areas. Keeper's Diary. May 9th, 1998. Played poker tonight with Scott and Elias from security and Steve from research. Steve was the big winner. I think he was cheating, scumbag. May 10th. One of the higher-ups assigned me to take care of a new creature. It looks like a skinned gorilla. Feeding instructions were to give it live animals. When I threw in a pig, the creature seemed to play with it, tearing off the pig's legs and pulling out the guts before I actually started eating. At May 11th. At around 5 a.m., Scott woke me up. Scared the shit out of me, too. He was wearing a protective suit. He handed me another one and told me to put it on. Said there'd been an accident in the basement lab. I just knew something like this would happen. Those bastards in research never sleep, even on holiday. I've been wearing the damn spacesuit since yesterday, and my skin's getting grimy and feels itchy all over. The goddamn dogs have been looking at me funny, so I decided not to feed them today. Screw them. May 13th. Went to the infirmary because my back is all swollen and feels itchy. They put a big bandage on it and told me I didn't need to wear the suit anymore. All I want to do is sleep. May 14th. Found another big blister on my foot this morning. I ended up dragging my foot all the way to the dog's pen. They were quiet all day, which is weird. Then I realized some of them had escaped. Maybe this is their way of getting back at me for not feeding them the last 3 days. If anyone finds out, I'll have my head handed to me. May 16th. Rumors going around that a researcher who tried to escape the estate last night was shot. My entire body feels hot and itchy, and I'm sweating all the time now. I scratched the swelling on my arm and a piece of rotten flesh just dropped off. What the hell's happened to me? May 19th. Fever gone but itchy. Today hungry and eat doggy food. May 19th. Itchy. May 21st. Jesus, that was bad. Itchy Scott came ugly faced so killed him. Tasty. 4//itchy tasty. So the closet stopped moving. Ooh, one shot kill. Nice. Another old key is in here, so that's good. Oh, where'd that guy come from? Clothes and various bits of junk are scattered everywhere. I was like, I think that guy's still alive, because door's stuck and something won't budge. So in here was really just to get the old key. I unlocked it, so good on me. Good on me. This guy's still dead. Use the armor key. I know I don't need to go in there just yet. I need to find a few things first. But let's go in here for now. Let's go do a few things. Take care of a few things. We've made quite a bit of progress so far. In less than an hour, a little less than an hour. So I'm pretty proud of what we've done. I'll go and handle one more thing, and then we'll probably call it a day. Like one more. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna put that away. Grab this, and grab. I actually don't think I need the armor key, so it's interesting that I brought it. Oh well. I'll figure it out. Oh. Go down this little hallway here. description here. A tiger glowing with blue and yellow light. Use the blue eye. And it turns to the side. Shotgun, 6 shotgun shells, and then it rolls back. So, like, you don't really need shotgun shells at this point, because obviously I don't have a shotgun. I have a broken shotgun. But, like, the tiger eye puzzle is just so weird because it doesn't make... It's one of those puzzles that just doesn't make a whole lot of sense, right? Because if... You know, why wouldn't it give you something better in that situation? Good question. But we'll have to figure it out of there. So what we're doing now is we're going to get a real shotgun, and we're going to pick up some, we're going to get what I think is an item that's going to help us kill the giant plant. Is this dagger? I would love to. So, in the original, I think there's bullets under those. And this one's not going to give me a whole lot of room to move it. There were bullets under this one, too. So far, I haven't had too many issues with I'm gonna come back in a second. Oh man, that was not what I wanted to do. There we go. This room gets a lot of use out of it, so I didn't really want to have any Crimson Heads possibly hanging around here after the fact. I'm not a big fan of the canteen thing, because then you gotta go in and out of everywhere. I don't feel comfortable enough showing this because I don't know if it's an auto death that you have to figure out again later on or not. But I will show you what needs to be done. So this is a shotgun here. It's on display. It's got bullets in it, you'll notice, but there's also a lever that it's sitting on. So you've got 6 bullets. We've got 12 shotgun shells now, but we need to place this back on here. Now I'll leave an empty space. There are ink ribbons here that I'm just going to ignore. I shouldn't need more than a few for this entire game. I think we have 15 now. So if I need, I'm sure there'll be more we can find. If I need more than 15, something went incredibly wrong. If you take the shotgun and you don't replace it with a broken shotgun, both these doors lock and the ceiling comes down and crushes you. At least in Jill's game, it does. In Chris's game, they might not lock, because I think you can take the shotgun back and put it on the shelf just so you can leave. But in Jill's game, it locks. The roof comes down to crush you, and Barry just happens to be running by to save you as necessary. There is a handful of herbs out here, as well as the actual pesticide that I need. Chemical to use on plants. So now I have chemical to use on plants and the shotgun. I left some bullets in the room to the right. I'll go ahead and look for a way out, Wesker. So as you remember, in the last game, Resident Evil 0, at this point, if in a regular game, you don't know what, that Wesker's a bad guy. You think Wesker's a grand old dude. He's here to help out. He dropped off some handgun bullets. He dropped off some shotgun shells. Like, we're gonna have a blast. This dude is like our best friend ever. All this fun stuff. I'm actually gonna put this away real quick. I think that's good. Oh my god. Deal with this a little bit. So there's some more health items that we're working with. So we have a ton of health. We've left a number of green herbs around the mansion. I try to pick up as many as I can because I don't know what it's going to be like. I haven't played this game on easy before. I've only played it on like the medium mode. Or hard occasionally. And so I don't know what it's going to be like once we get out and about, you know? I do, however, want to burn that dude. Not taking any chances. This hallway is a room that gets used a lot. So, I would just rather not have to deal with having that dude get up. I know I said I was probably going to save it, but we'll play for another few minutes. Check out a few more things. Why not? Use the armor key. I don't know if the armor key also opens this door or not. Nope. Helmet. Damn. So I know that one of the rooms in one of the doors in this room that is open also, I think, needs a helmet key. There's also some more health. Yeah, so this one needs Old-fashioned locks. That one's actually the old key. Interesting. First aid box. There's nothing left on the shelves. An old key. More ink ribbon, which we'll come back for in a second. As well as a green herb. Which I'm actually going to use right now. Maybe we won't. Maybe we won't. We'll see. I know I need 2 slots. And I just opened up a slot here, I think. Nope, just 1 slot. Researcher's will. There's a letter. June 3rd, 1998. My dearest Alma, let me first apologize for not being able to call you. A man wearing sunglasses didn't permit any phone calls. Sorry, Alma. I sit here trying to think of where to begin or how to explain in a few simple words all that's happened in my life since we last spoke, and already I fail. I hope this letter finds you well and that you forgive the tangents of my pen. This isn't easy for me. Even as I write, I can feel the simplest of concepts slipping away, lost to feelings of despair and confusion, but I have to tell you what's in my heart before I can rest. Alma, please believe that what I'm telling you is the truth. The entire story would take hours for me to tell you, and time is short, so accept these things as fact. Last month there was an accident in the lab, and the virus we were studying leaked. All my colleagues who were infected are dead or dying, and the nature of the disease is such that those still living have lost their senses. The virus robs its victims of the humanity, forcing them in their sickness to seek out and destroy life. Even as I write these words, I can hear them pressing against my door like mindless, hungry animals. Alma, I have tried to survive only to see you again. But my efforts only delayed the inevitable. I am infected, and there is no cure for what will follow, except to end my life before I lose the only thing that separates me from them, my love for you. In an hour, I'll have entered my eternal sleep where there is peace. Please understand. Please know that I'm sorry. Martin Crackhorn. Will you take the lure of a bee? Yes. Collection of animals. Switch underneath it, nothing happens. Maybe it has something to do with the insects. We take the bee specimen, yes. Assorted fishing lures. Collection of insects is a switch, yes. Nothing happens. Maybe it has something to do with the insect specimens. What's wrong with the insect specimens, man? Take the fish hook. Various types of fish hooks. Oh, this bee doesn't have a fish hook. It's not a lure of a bee if it doesn't have a hook on it. You can't have a lure without a hook. Now, I can go push the button. Uh-oh. Bee's gonna get me. The wind crest. Jeez. I've unlocked this door. Use the armor key. Woe to those who disturb my sleep. There's a switch here. Press it. No, I will not. There's something in this depression, but the grate is in the way. You can't reach it. Let's see. Shield, axe, sword, pole. I'm just guessing. There we go. Mysterious box. There was a death mask inside. Ooh. Mask inside. Damn, how much armor key do I have? Alright, anyways. That's going to be it for tonight. I'm going to go back and save. I'm playing for over an hour. We've dominated this mansion. There are 3 crests that you need, so that's interesting. We got one. I didn't realize we were in a position to get one of those yet. So we got one of the crests. We got one of the masks. There's 4 masks we got to get. I think one of the masks leads to one of the crests. So that'll be good to see how that plays out. But for now, this is Frost Terror, and I'm going to be signing off. But if you're watching on Twitch, make sure to follow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the videos. Let me know what I can do better. I'm always very, very excited to hear from you guys. But other than that, have a good night. Talk to you later.